All right, what's up, guys? It is Wednesday. It's the 2nd of July. July 4th coming up this weekend, Friday. What a day to have the 4th fall on a Friday. That's pretty awesome. I don't know if anyone has any exciting plans going on this weekend. I know here down in Myrtle Beach, I always say down, like down in Myrtle Beach. Maybe it's just because we're a little more south than most people, I guess. I don't know.
Mhm.
But on the beach on the 4th, they have fireworks and they do a flyover. There's like a military flyover that goes over the beach. So you get to see a bunch of different planes, jets, and all kinds of cool stuff fly over the beach on the 4th, which is really, really cool. And the beach just gets like jammed, like legit jammed.
Mhm.
That's a pretty cool thing. Anyone else have any fun plans? Bill, any exciting plans for the 4th?
Just be at the beach myself, just beach days, nothing it's kind of like my normal it's my normal routine anyway. So,
Yeah, I hear you.
when you live at the beach, that's how it is.
Yeah, when you're minutes from the ocean, it's pretty cool. So anyway, guys, good to have you guys here. Thank you guys for being here, hanging out with us on this Wednesday. There's two there's two specific things that I want to talk about, and these are a couple of specific things that have come up recently, and I want to talk about them because it's very very real, and I think we need to bring this up. We need to discuss this. And I also want to add another. I want to add a question for you guys, and this is you know 1,000% intended to help you guys become the best versions of yourself possible. So before I get to the other two topics, let's talk about this one thing first, and that is Tuesday nights. So I want to put this out there to you guys, and I want to discuss this and get your feedback. I want to get your thoughts on this. I know Bill and I have talked about this before. So let me know your thoughts. Tuesday nights, right? Now, for those of you guys that have been around, been on the team for a little while, you guys know that for years, every single Tuesday was something called Teachable Tuesday. Now, on Teachable Tuesday, we taught you. It was all teaching, it was all training, it was all education to give you guys things to utilize, tools, resources, tips for your business. And then I don't know how long ago it was, maybe last year at some point, we switched around and we removed the teachable aspect of Teachable Tuesday, and then we turned the Tuesday nights into a webinar where you guys could obviously invite leads there. You go out, you guys hear us say it all the time, put butts in seats, and then we do the presentations, and then you guys close sales, and we take the replays, the Tuesday replays, which by the way I did last night. I took last night's replay, I put that in our funnels, so you guys could use that if you guys are using the webinar funnel, and we've been doing that. So my question for you is, on Tuesday nights, what would you rather do to best utilize Tuesday nights? Would you guys rather um, have that be a training webinar where you guys could learn and develop your skill sets, and I'll share my screen, I'll show stuff, do all that kind of stuff? Would you guys rather have that be a teachable moment, or would you rather have that be a recruiting webinar somewhere where you guys can invite leads to see a presentation and be there live with them? So put your thoughts in the comments down below and let me know. Would you rather have it be learning? So comment either learning or comment I don't know, we'll just say webinar. Comment learning or comment webinar. And just let me know your thoughts. How can we make Tuesday best serve the team? And the reason why I'm asking this, guys, is because legitimately, like, Bill and I have had this conversation, I don't even know what, Bill, like a dozen times over the last, several months, of like, hey, how do we best utilize Tuesday? How do we best, you know, take this night and have it be impactful
And
for our
and
team?
and one of the main reasons is the momentum. And if you look here, it's not about us here. You guys show up. It's great. But a lot of you are bringing people in, and we need to engage them. We need to teach them, and that's how this came up. Meaning,
Yeah.
it's our job. We do the babysitting, and if if we're growing like hundreds a week and they're not showing up, we want to tap root and try to help you guys with your affiliates.
hmm
So that's one of the main reasons, right, Dan?
Yeah, and I think that word right there is a very key word that we should all be thinking about: tap rooting. So, in a nutshell, what that means is, and by the way, really quick before we go any further, I want to give a big shout out to Mark Fiorello. Mark, did I say your last name right? I hope so. Mark Fiorello. Three sales already this week. It's a Wednesday. He already has three sales this week. And Mark, I think this is one of your more productive weeks, which is absolutely awesome. So, if so, Mark, put in the comments. Um, is there anything special that you are doing to net those three sales this week? Is it from short form videos? Is it from YouTube videos? Is it from DMs? What is that? Drop a hint. Inquiring minds would like to know.
He's
Um,
definitely turning the corner. I saw that.
yeah.
Um,
Or Mark, if it's easier, you could just unmute your mic and say hey. But congrats, man. I know you're having a good week so far. So shout out, dude. Um, or you could type it, whatever works. Oh, there you are. Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, hey, I've just been using short form videos,
That's it. Straight up. Easy as that.
straight up short form videos.
Love it,
that's
dude. And
awesome. That's great.
I love how short your answer is. Yeah, short form videos.
Because
All
we
right,
did
dude. Peace
because we
out. I'll be here
didn't
all week.
Dan,
So
because we didn't know what he was going to say. He
yeah,
could have
so
said he could have said I don't use anything you guys
yeah,
use.
yeah. Could have been like, I use solo ads. But quick
No,
question, Mark. Like, are you seeing any activity on any specific social platform like Facebook or TikTok, or is there anywhere that you're seeing more leads than anywhere else?
TikTok.
TikTok. All right, cool.
Oh
And
wow.
I started just this week going live on TikTok.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Oh, not to copy.
Did you
That
did you
that's what
just
you've been
drop a
saying for
bomb
so
in there,
long.
man?
Oh my God. Dan's been preaching going live on TikToks. Dan, you used to do the demos, remember? You used to show us how you did it in your
Mm-hmm.
office. You hold it up
Oh, you
here
mean
and
like
look.
the literally the live script that I talked about a couple of weeks ago and I put in the vault in the income shifting folder, that live script. Mark, are you using that script or are you doing something else?
Uh, Partially using the script and just winging it, just
I love that. Love
going
that.
on the fly. And most of the reason why I decided to go live was because I just couldn't keep up with the comments.
oh, oh my gosh, man. I mean, think about that. Talk about good problems to have. Hey, I'm getting too many comments, so let me go live and answer all your questions.
Damn.
Yes. And I've gone live. Well, I even sent you a message one day, Dan.
That's true. Now, really quick, Mark, did you get a sale after you went live? Like, did people reach out to you and be like, "Hey, saw you're live, and I'm ready
I've
to go"?
gotten two sales from the live.
You guys picking up what we're putting down here? You guys, like, dude,
Damn.
that's awesome. Love it, man. Okay, cool. So, Mark, before you go, any advice for anybody watching on things that you're doing? Is there like a secret here? Is there anything you're not telling us, or is it just go do the work?
Do the work,
That's
be
it.
consistent, follow up, and just do the work. Follow the training and being consistent. It may take a little bit of time, but
Mm-hmm.
if you're consistent, it'll happen.
Dude, awesome. Hey, man, thank you for hanging out with us. Thanks for jumping on camera and answering those questions. So, really
And I
appreciate that. Of
appreciate all that you guys do. Thank you so much.
course, very welcome. Keep up the great work, man, and look forward to seeing your continued success.
Thank you.
Welcome. So there you have it, guys. I mean, just do the work. That's about as simple as it gets, and that's so. I think correct me if I'm wrong here, guys, but I think based on your comments that it seems like we'll kind of shift back to a teachable Tuesday and diving into education and training and things that you guys could be using to build and grow your business. And I think that's originally where we started here. So I think that's a great kind of let's get back to that. And Bill mentioned something called tap rooting. Okay, so do me a favor, everyone, just make sure you're awake here. Comment the word tap rooting, all one word, tap rooting. And what that really means, I'll give you my version, and then Bill can give you his version. But basically, like as you guys are bringing people in, um, one of your goals is going to be to get people, not only, of course, you want to plug them into our team training site. Of course, you want to plug them into our Facebook group. Of course, you want to get them to start going through the training and doing the basic things. But one of the real important things is going to be to get your brand new people to a Teachable Tuesday. So we could be there to support them, to answer their questions, to get them doing the things, encouraging them, so maybe showing them some extra things to help them out, and that sort of thing. So, and that's going to be working with your people. So that's going to be us more hands-on training your people. In other words, tap rooting down, drilling down, and making sure that your new people that you're bringing on board are getting the training and education that they need. But obviously you guys are going to have to do some work too. You're going to have to get them to, the team site. You're going to have to get them to the Facebook group. You're going to have to get them to Teachable Tuesday. But as long as you're putting in that work, we're going to be going to bat and going to work for you and helping you guys build and grow. And that's basically called tap rooting, where you're drilling down into the depths of the team and the organization and helping as many people as possible. Bill, do you see that any other way, or need to
Uh,
add anything to that?
Actually, yeah, Dan, if I told you, remember I told you we needed to talk. I talked with Ivy Stokes, the founder of my econ, and true story. What happened was it took me a few days to get him on the phone, and usually I get him on the phone like that. So I reached out. I was like, "Hey, need to talk with you." Blah, blah, blah. And he goes, "Oh, I've been running hard. Da 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 da. I'll call you in a bit." So he called me. We started chatting, and we discussed what I needed to discuss. And then I said, "So what have you been doing?" And he says he's been tap rooting, and because he still builds. And I said, "What are you doing?" So when he started out, the truth is it was a little stale for me because let me just, full disclosure, I'm an internet marketer. Okay, I don't, have the home meetings or anything like that. But then he went into his whole philosophy, and it's similar, and he's for all the stuff we do, but this takes a little time as we're working through. And he has a fellow that he's been working with, and all they've been doing, they put 80 people in, and all they've been doing is basically the guy reaches out to one, two, three, four people. They put them on a Zoom. IB comes in. They do a little Q&A. It's almost like a three-way on the phone. They
Mm-hmm.
do some three ways too. And literally it's been working. So Dan, yeah, tap rooting in the way where definitely your job is to build. Everyone's job here is to build. It's not to train and babysit. That's kind of our job. And that's when the training site and all that. So with that said, that's the first thing. We take that away from you. And that's why leaders join us. But the second part, and I'll just say it live now with Dan, and we got to work through it, but I want to kind of, Dan, put something in there with the tap rooting where if people, as they're learning to do the lives and the short forms and all that, if they have a handful of people that they want us to get on and answer some Q&A to get them in, I want to start making that available, Dan. That's what I was going to talk to you about because
Mm-hmm.
and he explained to me, how I always say I'd rather keep my team than go look for new members, meaning I like renewals. Well, he said he'd rather work with others people, bring other people's people in than go to try to find new people. So it's just another thing. Now, that's not, it doesn't fit everything, but that's just another facet of the business that
Mm-hmm.
I want to add more. And I know, I've worked with Austin, you know who Austin is, back when I did the wine business stand, and that's all he did was
Mm-hmm.
three ways all day. I don't
Yeah.
want to get crazy, but I want to add some of that in there for people that have people in their inner circle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, that kind of thing that want us to help them bring them in maybe sooner than later.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know I've seen those methods work in years past. As a matter of fact, one of the other people that I work with um, is really phenomenal at Zoom meetings, like quick Zoom meeting presentations, like quick 30-minute presentations, and like his whole team, that all they do is they invite people to the next Zoom. And that's really it. It's just inviting people to the next Zoom. And that's how they build and grow. And the Zooms, they're there to like do a quick presentation and then answer questions and then help the next person get started and help the next person get started and help the next person get started. And it just cascades down. And it works really, really well. So that's definitely something that I've been think a lot about. It's just a matter of putting it together so it's uh, consistency's got to be the big thing. It's gotta be consistent,
I,
and
I, I'm sorry. Go on, Dan. I want
it's got to be consistent, and um, it's got to be something that again, this business is all about numbers and duplication. So, um, you gotta find a way to duplicate. So it would be another model and another method for us to use to duplicate.
and it's a lot of work, but it works
Mm-hmm.
if we did commit to it.
It's definitely a lot of work.
There's got to be limitations because there's a lot of work.
Yeah.
People's schedules, but I think the three ways are easier. I don't know if they work as good as the Zooms, but we'll talk about that.
Yep.
Real quick about Linda, and I'm not stepping on anyone's fingers here. I'm going to be very clear and listen to what I'm saying. I'm not sticking up for good, bad, or ugly sponsors, but I want to answer that question there. Does anyone else feel that their sponsor left them? I want to just tell you the truth and the reality. The truth is the only job of your sponsor is, regardless who it is to share their belief and their dreams. That's it. That is their true responsibility. They helped you, they share their belief and their dreams, and then it's the person in the mirror. Now, that doesn't mean that we want, the sponsor to go in the witness, protection program. But what I'm trying to tell you is that if you do, and I don't even care who it is, okay, and I'm sure that it's a great person, that we love. Um, if you that question though, we are your sponsor. Everyone here is your sponsor. That's why
Mm-hmm.
we do. It has to be automated. If your sponsor, whoever it is, anyone's sponsor,
Yep.
um, was going to play manager all day, nothing would get done. So I want you to know that no one has been, no one has abandoned anyone. That's why we do this.
Yep.
We're doing this for your sponsor. Your sponsor is part of our team, whoever it is, and like I said, their job is to bring you through the front door, put you in the seats, and then the preacher, my guy Daniel right there, my partner, he this is a responsibility he's taken on as a team leader. Okay. So we got you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We are your sponsors. Remember that. Taproot and works up too.
Yeah.
Okay. So Taproot up. All right.
So yeah, for anyone that's out there that's like, and I've seen this happen 1,000 times. It's like, oh, my sponsor quit. Yeah, and that that's exactly what Bill just said. That's exactly why we're here. That's exactly why we do these live trainings is to help you guys, to answer your questions, to show you guys things, to push you, to motivate you, whatever. Your sponsors, like, let me be crystal clear, and I'll probably be a little more direct and blunt than Bill is.
Hmm.
Um, your sponsor is 1,000% not responsible for your success. So if, anyone has that thought process in their head, remove it now. They are not responsible for your success. And it's super, super easy. And I've seen it 1,000 times over the years. Everyone wants to blame their sponsor. Oh, my sponsor ghosted me. They don't answer my questions. My sponsor this, my sponsor that. Who effing cares?
Exactly.
Your sponsor is not responsible for your success. End of story. Your sponsor is not responsible to reach out to you and being like, "Hey, how you doing today? You okay? Can I rub your back? Can I push some buttons for you and work your business for you?" Like, no. You are responsible for your success. Your sponsor got you here. They got you to this point. If you're hearing my words, replay live now, your sponsor did their job. They got you here. Everything else is on you. Okay? So it's easy to throw out and by the way, like Linda, I'm not saying you do this. I'm just using the example here. Like, your sponsor is not responsible for you and what you do with this business. They got you here. They did their job. End of story. Right? So your learning, your development, everything's on you now. And you have all the tools and everything else. But you also need to be resourceful and find ways to win. Like if you want to win and you're not getting your question answered, like as an example, like let's say that you have a question and you're like, oh my God, I got to ask my sponsor. Or either A, you ask your sponsor and they don't reply, or B, your sponsor quits. It's like, oh no, I can't get my question answered. I quit. Right? Like Like, no, like you have this. You have our Facebook group. You have peers. You have like literally thousands of people in our Facebook group, and any single one of them could help you, right? You have a community, and you also have your own resourcefulness. So you need to go and you need to chisel and scratch and scrape and claw until you get the answer that you're looking for. Again, end of story, guys. So, make sure that you guys are doing, whatever you can to get that answer. But the answer is really, really close to you. So don't feel defeated by the fact that, like, oh, my sponsor this or that. Okay.
And I'm glad that question came up. Actually, it's a good question because it there's a lot behind it, and the answer actually will help you. The number one text I get from everyone's people, but like I said, they're all our team, so I treat them as if I sponsored them. The number one question I get is my link is not working, and Dan will tell you, and I answer every one, and I'll tell you it's annoying, but it's part of my responsibility. And my link's not working, and then I always say, Dan knows it's user error. And then I test it, and then I tell them what letter's missing or what's this and what's that.
Mm-hmm.
So make a long story short, that's this is all your sponsorship right here.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever brought you in, I thank them. I thank them because they did their job, and now we're doing ours.
Yeah.
Everyone has different responsibilities. If someone's out there pumping sales, I'm gonna get I'm gonna support them on the back end. That's what Dan does all day. That's pretty much a large part of my day
Mm-hmm.
is doing that by accident, even when I don't want to. So
Yep.
it all works out. We're here for a reason, and that's why this community is so great. We are different. I'll tell you that. That's another little commercial. We do things different. Everything's automated. You have everything to win here. And then when you're struggling and you need a voice, no one turns their back on you.
Yeah.
You work your way up.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned it earlier, Bill, like, being a manager. And, I've had someone reach out to me in the past, and this might even go back a year ago, whatever it was. And they reached out and they're like, hey, how do I do X, Y, and Z? And once I saw the question, I just said, it's right here in the team training site. And their response to me was, well, can't you explain it to me?
Mm.
And I said, no, I can't. Well, aren't you my sponsor? Shouldn't you be explaining this to me? I'm like, yeah, but I have a video right here that explains it. And then they started to go off, and I think basically they were just looking for a fight,
Yes.
and they just basically said, you're my sponsor, you should be helping me out. You said you were going to help me, and they started throwing all these things out that they said I said, which I didn't say, and I just said, listen, I'm like, why would I explain everything to you verbally when I have a video right here that states it? I've personally sponsored over 500 people. If 500 people relied on me to personally explain to them, hey, Bill, okay, go here. Yep, click. Yeah, Bill, you want to click that video that says watch this. Can you push your mouse over that video that says click here, watch this, Bill? Okay, good. Great job. You're doing awesome, Bill. Now press the play button, Bill. Can you press the play? Okay, good. Like, if I had to do that to 500 people, I would have no life. And I would hate my day. And I would hate what I do. But I don't hate what I do. I love what I do because we have all of this stuff automated. Okay. And that's what you guys got to realize. The tools, the resources, everything is there. And this all goes back, everything we're talking about, guys, goes back to the original question from, today is when we talk about tap rooting and we talk about, do we do a live recruiting webinar on Tuesday or do we do a training? By getting your people here, right? By getting your people here and plugging them in and you being plugged in, it's going to help more people, period. It's going to help more people. But it's also going to help you learn. It's going to help your people learn. It's going to help your people's people learn. It's going to help more people learn what to do and what it takes to get those results, right? And I want to kind of shift gears here and go back to one of the first things I mentioned today, which is two things I want to talk about. I want to talk about two words. I want to talk about confidence the word confidence. So everyone type confidence, right? Put that. Let me know that you're paying attention. Let me know that you're here. So comment the word confidence. And I want to talk about the word until. Until. I'm going to talk about that. So comment that one as well. Confidence and until. Comment on both. Confidence and until. So the reason I'm going to bring this up, confidence and until. I've had probably, I think three of you reach out to me in the last, I want to say 2 or 3 days. And it's almost like you guys were all hanging out in a room together and we said, hey, here's the script or here's the line that we're going to use. And you guys reached out to me and said, hey, Daniel, I've been doing this X amount of time and I still don't have results. Or I've been doing this X amount of time and I thought I would be further along. I've been doing this X amount of time and, why aren't I making sales? Like almost verbatim, all three of them. And I want you guys to realize a few things here. And the reason why I'm bringing this stuff up, guys, the reason why I'm talking about this is all real. This is all very real. This is like real conversations with real people. And like time does not equal results. Okay, please understand that first. This is not a job where you show up, you clock in, you clock out, you earn something. And it's very different here in network marketing and home-based business, okay? Time does not equal results. Daniel, I've been doing this for X amount of time and I should be doing this or I should be making this. Whatever thought, whatever expectation you have in your head, you feel as if you deserve it. And there's some opportunity there. And again, let me circle back to something that I've shared recently quite a bit. My first year, I maybe made in my first 12 months of doing this, maybe about not even $1,000, maybe a few $100s in the course of 12 months. Maybe sponsored, I don't even know, not even 20 people throughout the course of a year. It wasn't through halfway through my second year, about 16, 17 months into it, right? About a year and a half into it is when I started to grow. I started seeing more sales. I started seeing more results from my efforts. So about a year and a half in, and not a single time did I reach out to my sponsor and say, his name was Nick. I did not reach out and say, hey, Nick, I've been doing this 10 months. Why aren't I getting sales? I never hit him up and asked that. I didn't go, hey, Nick, I've been doing this 14 months. I should be making a lot more sales, right? And I know exactly what Nick would have told me, which is probably the same thing that I'm going to tell you guys. Is like, I want you guys to, like, your results, the results that you have this expectation, whatever that is, right? And it's nothing that we've ever told you. We've never said, hey, if you do this, you're going to get this. I can't give you that because I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know how you're going to do it, right? It goes back to your sponsor is not responsible for your results. Okay. But you need to understand that, like, this business is going to come down to two things. One, your confidence, also known as your belief level in yourself. The expectations that you put on yourself, your belief level, your confidence and your ability. Like, and you guys commented this when Mark came on here a little while ago. He said, oh, how awesome is this? I freaking love this. I had so many comments that I couldn't keep up with, so I went live. Dude, like, what a great problem to have. And then he goes live and he makes sales. Like, Mark basically was resourceful and said, man, here's a challenge I'm facing. Let me go do this thing. Some of you guys commented and said, "Oh, hey, maybe I should go live." Hmm. Um, but it's just going to come down to your confidence and belief level in yourself. That's part one. Part two is you need to do this until you get it, until you get results, until something clicks, until you figure it out. There is no, and understand this to a T, there is no arrival point. You don't, this is not a job where you do X amount of things and then you get X amount of pay. I put in 3 months, I should be making this. I put in 6 months, I should be making this. I put in 2 days, I should be making this. Whoosh, throw that out. Throw that out. You do it until. And the until never ends. There's no ending point. You do it until. For me, back in 2016, I did it until my 16th or 17th month, where most people would have quit. Most people would have said, this ain't working. And that just boils back to their confidence and belief levels in themselves. Because you have the evidence all around you here in this team, here in our Facebook group, here in my econ, here in the industry of network marketing. You have evidence all around you that people can do it. Undeniable proof that this business, this team, this company, this opportunity works. Undeniable proof. So if you want to insert well, I've been doing this and I'm not getting this, so I guess it doesn't work, that's on you. 1000% on you and your belief and confidence levels. Nothing else. So you need to understand that if your confidence is waning, if your belief level is waning, guess what? Here's the most poignant part of this whole soapbox that I'm standing on. You can fix that. You can adjust that. You can wait for it.
It works.
You can do it until your confidence builds. You can increase your efforts until it starts to get better. You can work on yourself and your personal development until your belief level strengthens. Does that make sense? Comment makes sense if that makes sense. Like, you can do it until. Now, here's the thing, and I'm gonna talk out of both sides of my mouth. When you guys are out there doing your thing, and when some of you guys have been messaging me, it's like, hey, here's my channel. This is what I've been doing. And I'm out there. I'm doing my thing. I'm putting out content. I'm being pretty consistent. And I can see some of you guys. I've reviewed some of your channels. Some of you guys are being consistent, which is awesome. Awesome. Give yourself all the credit in the world for being consistent. It's great. I love it. Some of you guys that are being consistent can also do the consistency thing. And then Mark just popped a great comment in there, a really great comment, and probably slid under most of your radars, but it is such an epic comment. Mark stated 2 words: minor adjustments. Minor adjustments. So you can go do the thing until you do that personal development, until you stay consistent, until, right, you're working on these things and you make little adjustments. Because again, here's more of the evidence and the factual, definitive black and white proof. If there's people that are on this team, in this Facebook group, on this live, in this company, in this niche, that are having success, it's as simple as this. It's as simple as this. They are doing something that you are not doing. Bill, would you feel that's a pretty accurate statement?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just responding to some of the comments.
That's, if there's someone right here with you right now, or in the company, in the niche, making money online, making money from home, whatever category you want it to fall into. If there's someone that is having success there and you're not, There is something that they are doing that you are not doing. And here's the greatest thing ever. You can study what they're doing and you can learn from it. And just like Mark said, you could make minor adjustments and you could apply some new things. So some of you guys that have reached out to me, you know, I see you out there, I see you being consistent, but maybe there's some tweaks that you could make to adjust. Maybe there's some tweaks or things that you could do. If you've been putting out, and here's a perfect example. If you've been putting out the style, the same style of video for 6 months in a row and you're still not getting results. In other words, your numbers aren't growing. You're not getting any more leads. You're not getting any more followers. You're just kind of staying flat. Whatever those results are for you, and everybody's going to be different. When you look at leads, when you look at sales, when you look at, growth on your social platform, if you've been doing the same thing for X amount of time and you're not growing, it might be time to what? Make some adjustments to what you're doing. So if you've been making the same style of video over and over and over and over and over and over again, and it's not getting you anywhere, maybe make a different style of video. Okay. Some of you guys that I've seen, I've gone to your channels and I've seen your videos feel, and this is just some feedback, your videos feel very scripted. Very scripted. And the script thing is great because, especially when you're new, especially when you're working through your comfort zone and you're working on those belief levels, you're working on that confidence, you're working on those things. Your first several videos are going to suck. Let's just call it what it is, right? But as you do this more consistently, as you build that confidence level, you can begin to, experiment a little more. You can begin to free flow it a little more. You can begin to feel less scripted. Okay. So my suggestion out there is if you feel that, you're that person that's like, well, hey, I've been doing this long and I haven't gotten these results, you may need to make some minor adjustments to your business. Stick with the consistency, stick with, getting out there and taking that action, but maybe go look at what the people that are getting the results, the people that are making it happen. I mean, Mark is a perfect example. Okay. Maybe go check out Mark's TikTok channel. And Mark, bro, if you want to, feel free to drop your TikTok handle down below. Like, go check out his channel. Go see what he's doing because, a perfect example is he's put out a video out there where he's getting so many comments that he can't keep up with. He has to go live. But now what's really cool is Mark he's at a point where he said, hey, I kind of loosely follow a script and I also just wing it. Now that wing it part is really, really important because when he's out there winging it, guess what? He's being himself. He's being himself. He's not following a script. He's not feeling scripted. He's not coming across as scripted. So he's making little minor adjustments in his business, developing, learning, nurturing, growing, all of those things. So for you guys that are out there doing the thing and, maybe have that mentality of, hey, I'm doing this and I should be getting this. It might be time for you guys to make some minor adjustments in your business. Maybe do something a little more loosely, a little more less scripted. Maybe just, come out of your shell a little more, come out of your comfort zone a little more, make a completely different style of video. But also, please be learning from the people that are around you, the people that are getting those results, is be aware of what can I take away? What can I learn from someone that is getting results? What can I do differently? What can I figure out? Okay. Make sure that you guys are open to that. And guess what, guys? You're going to do this until you figure it out, until you have a video where you can't keep up with the comments, until you're making sales. You're going to figure this stuff out until. All right. So I hope this stuff makes sense for you guys because this is just all real stuff. This is all feedback. This is all real conversations. This is all real stuff that we all go through. And this is a journey. Okay. This whole process is a journey. There's nothing overnight. about signing up for an online business opportunity and just having incredible success. We all, every single one of us, do it until. Just like I did, just like Kirsty's done, Catherine's done, Bill's done, so many other people have done. You do it until it happens. And then you do it until the next thing happens in your business. So I hope that makes sense. Anything else on that, Bill?
Perfect segue. Um, it's so funny we talk about sales, and one thing when you Dan, you always say about mindset. There, I just look at it a little different. The sales they come, and what I'm going to explain is going to happen to Mark. Mark has been here consistent working. I know that he speaks with Ivy because Ivy's told me, and he's had goose eggs uh many days, okay, and weeks. And here we are, and he's having a great week. And the sales are great. He'll tell you, I'm sure it feels so good. But here's the real thing, how I sleep at night, and I hope I can give this to some others, okay? While you're doing this whole journey that Dan just explained, and he explains it so good, and how it's going to happen. If you stick it out, you stick it out. But there's one piece about this industry that's happened to me. It's going to happen to Mark. It's going to happen to others, but I'm telling you, it's going to happen to Mark now because someone else is going to see him. And it's not just going to be someone who just wants a little side hustle. It's going to be another leader, a team builder. And Dan knows the story. I'm going to use this quick story. At our one of our other fulfillment companies in the past, I was about, I think, 3,500 team members. And to get to the next bonus that they had, which was going to be an extra $1,000 a month for me, I had to get to 4,500. And the team's going up and down, up and down, up and down, and I'm chasing, chasing, chasing. And Dan knows the guy. I brought in a guy. We call him the cowboy because he had a cowboy hat. And he's the type of guy when I brought him in, he says, Bill, I don't need anything. Just tell me how to do this, this, and this, and then that's it. I don't need your system. I don't need your funnels. I got my own thing going. This guy was a big hitter, and he brought in 1,000 team members in less than 4 weeks. And I sponsored him. And, you know, I didn't sponsor him right away, but he brought me to that extra $1,000 in bonus, plus all the overrides on the 1,000 people and the renewals. My point is, that's the real prize. And that, Dan will agree, does happen overnight, even if it's not overnight.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just answered the question in the comments. When it does happen, and it could happen even if they don't join you, they could join one of your people.
Mm-hmm.
When that happens, and I know I preach it, but you got to know, Dan will tell you, that's how I sleep at night when I have a goose egg. I am in it for that. I am here for that. But that takes time. But when it happens, it's quick. And then you've arrived. And then you have this team. Real quick, when I got started in my econ in 2018, there was one month I made about six figures, okay? And I only had 39 personals. I had 39 personals. That's all I had because one of my guys I brought in did exactly what I just told you in 2018. I want you guys to always, that's my mindset, Dan. You talk about mindset.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I think about. When I am blue and I am not feeling it, I know why I'm here. I'm here because of the structure. I'm about the structure.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you guys to have a little piece of that as you're out there making these sales and trying to make these sales and having good days, bad days. Always remember there's a bigger pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And it happens quick.
Mm-hmm.
And it won't happen to any quitter. I'm not picking on anyone here. Everyone says, oh, don't quit. This is not about quitters. I'm just saying in any environment, it can't happen to you because no one will ever take you serious. So remember that no matter what you do, there's people watching you. There's people watching Mark.
Oh
There'll be
yeah.
people in 6 months saying, this guy's still in that same company. All of a sudden, someone very important is going to say, I need to talk with you. And that's why I do this.
Yep. 100%. That's exactly, what Shannon said. You're literally only one person away. One person away. And guess what? In order, big fat clue, in order to get to that one person that's going to take you to that next level, you have to do this until. you find that one person.
Yes.
You have to have the confidence and belief levels in yourself. This is why we talk about personal development over and over and over and over again. You have to go have the confidence levels, the belief levels in yourself to go do this until that happens. And if you do this long enough, and that long enough for everybody is going to be different. So when I say long enough, so take it with a grain of salt. Long enough for some could be a week. Long enough for some could be a year and a half, like it was for me. Long enough for some could be 10 months, 6 months. I don't know you. I don't know the efforts that you put in or don't put in. I don't know the efforts that you might think that you put in, but you really only kind of put in. So you have to have the confidence levels to do it until. And when you do, there is no stopping you because you will be willing to make those minor adjustments and make those tweaks and figure this out. The people that are willing to do that are the people that win. Period. And it all circles back to those two things: confidence and until. That's it. Hope this stuff makes sense. And that's it. That's all I got. I got stuff
That's
to do.
it.
It's a busy day for me. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on, guys. Content, meetings, riffraff, all that sort of good stuff. So we're going to wrap it up. Bill, appreciate you. Mark, thanks for jumping on board. Everybody else, get out there, go crush it. Appreciate you being here.
One more thing, Dan,
Yeah,
real
go for
quick.
it.
Shannon, I follow through. I need Shannon's. I prefer the Get Weekly Paycheck link if she doesn't mind. I need her app link so I can do the blast because she won the contest. And Dan, I don't know if you want to throw another quick I know it's late, but if you want to throw another quick contest in or something before we part, I got to throw that in there if I'm asking for Shannon's link. So
Yeah, let's do something going into this weekend. We'll do a weekend challenge. And I know it's 4th of July weekend, but we'll see who rises to the occasion. So we've already done a going live challenge. We've done a YouTube challenge. So let's think about something that we can do over the weekend, and we'll rock out another challenge. And again, come Monday, we'll select another winner, and the winner will get into my personal rotator and your email blasts until they get a sale.
let's go.
All right, awesome guys, appreciate you. We'll see you guys live tomorrow. Later.